All right, welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, everyone. My name's Jeff. We're back here at the ranch, and it's time to, of course, been starting another project. I know we've been doing fencing, been doing some feed stuff, everything else. But anyway, winter is coming, and it's time to get cracking on a new project because I don't want my tanks and pipe to freeze. So stick with us. All right, guys, we are here actually on this concrete slab next to my 3,000 gallon tank. So this is a slab where, of course, you know, last year we got ourselves a well down here. It is plumbed to come up and we feed our 3,000 gallon storage tank. So the way we have it set up is this storage tank holds a bunch of water, the well fills it, and then the idea is that we will have a booster pump and a pressure tank to draw from the 3,000 gallon tank and feed all of our needs. Therefore, there will be less demand to turn on and off the well, hopefully preserving the life of the well, the pump down in there. So anyway, the problem comes is we've got all these pipes, and these pipes go here. They come from the well itself. If you come around, there's pipes over here. Those go to the tanks over on the far side to our rainwater collection system. The way that's set up is that it is plumbed from this 3,000 gallons to the 10,000 gallons over there, just in order to maintain a minimum level to make sure those never run dry. So anyway, a lot of water pipes, a lot of stuff like that going on. So what happens is, of course, they will freeze, and winter is coming and we have to do something about it. So it's time to build this well house. Now we've got a bunch of footage. You know, we do this kind of as we can, and whenever we do it, of course, it's always just a rushed kind of thing. Hey, let's get it up there, let's get things done. Sometimes there isn't time to film, and this was one of them. So this last period of time, we had my brother up, his family was out here. My parents have come up into town, we've been working on this. So let me walk you through a little bit of what we've been doing, show you some clips from the footages from that day, and kind of explain what's going on here. Okay guys, this is a 20 by 30 shed. Actually, it's not, because this distance here is actually turned out to be like 31 and 8 inches or something weird like that. So this is a preset concrete slab. I don't know what they used it for previously at the church camp. Whatever was here they had torn down, and it's just been sitting here, and I have my tank, of course, sitting here on it. Now, what we have done is we have enclosed the tank, okay? The tank is around 9 feet. So that means our walls have to be at least, we made them 10 feet tall. Just to make it simplistic, we can order 2x4s that are 10 feet, and so that's what we did. So we have made these walls. We did this a couple days ago, and what we did is we just pretty much started by cutting all these studs to length. We trimmed them down a little bit. We've got our top plate, double top plate I should say, and our pressure treated bottom plate. And we started over here in this corner, and we pretty much started building walls. Now these were built in 3 different sections with 10-foot bottom and top plate, okay? And then we put each one of them up, second section, third section. The walls over here at the ends on the north and south sides are 20 feet about. So we built this wall first. Our studs are 16 inches on center. We built all 3 of these actually, and then we started building these guys. Now when we did it on this day, it was super windy. The wind was killer. It was about 30-mile-an-hour winds. And you know, these things don't look that big until you stand back and you put one of these walls up and you're like, holy crap, that is a tall wall. So we put these sections up first, put the brace on it, came over to this guy, and then we just started wrapping ourselves around. I'm not sure actually how much footage or in what order it shows it, but that's generally the idea, the process. Yeah, I'm actually blind in my left eye. There. Good. Don't move it. Not even close. Not even close.
Out of the way. There.
I've got some.
These other walls over here by the tank were then put up, and then we got to here. And so this is where it gets a little interesting, is this pipe right here that comes across is the well. The well actually had the pipe sitting right smack dab on the concrete. And that did not allow us to be able to put the wall in. The second problem is all these pipes have to come across. And so what we had to do was cut the pipe from the well, and what we're going to do is lift it up. So as it comes over, we're going to lift it up to maybe about here, maybe 3-4 feet off the ground, whatever it is, turn this pipe and slope it some inside to get to this tank. The reason we're doing that is because the well itself has a drain function. When the pump turns off, it will drain the water back out, so therefore we won't have to worry about freezing in the line. We had to build this wall in an interesting way. We put the base plate down, and then we had to lift with just the studs on a top plate, way up top, and kind of bring it in.
Walk it back around.
Why don't we leave this one in place? We'll walk your end over to that and then back there, you see what I'm saying? And we'll go forward a little bit this way.
You want me to do what?
Just go around the...
So you'll walk around that post basically and then maneuver this forward.
How we're going to just...
And we'll pivot off my end. See what I'm saying?
Are we going around this guy?
Yes, sir. Unless you got a better way.
Haven't thought of one.
Let's do it.
Oh, get in there.
Sure. That's all right. Sure.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Woo.
We just wanted to make sure everybody had the opportunity equally to fight with the compressor.
Okay.
Now.
Now pivot.
Okay, now, Sandra, yours.
You got to go on the other side.
Yeah, you go on that side. No, keep going. Yep, just the way you're doing.
It was a little tricky. It wasn't the funnest adventure. I fell, I hurt myself. I didn't, but just my pride. Anyway, we got that in, and then we got the walls on the far side in. So once that guy was done, it was just a matter of trying to square all these things up with some cross braces. And that's where we're at today. Now, I did come over one of the other days, and I have marked all the top plates with where the rafters are going to go. We are going to put rafters up here. I did not buy trusses. It's a 20-foot wide span, give or take a 1/4 inch. And we're going to have some 2x6s run across the width of this way to kind of help keep it in, and we're going to use rafters and a ridge board. That's going to be another project another day. I'm not going to show that all to you right now because I haven't done it yet, but that's how we're going to do it. It's not a ridge beam. We are going to use a ridge board. Pretty much just going to be tin roof, T111 on the sides. We're going to try and keep it basic. I'm going to go through all these details, but this is where we're at so far. One of the best parts about having your dad come by and help you do this project is the fact that he does electrical more than I do, and he installed an electrical outlet. So we actually have power over here. This is of course running the well. I think this is only 60 amps here, 30 amps is for this. The rest we will use sporadically in here with a booster pump, some general lighting, some outlets, some stuff like that, but nothing huge. Okay, nothing that's all crazy like. But we will probably, in fact, also move the controller inside to make all the wiring a little bit easier, and just leave the box external over here. So that's all this jazz, but I'm proud we got a plug. Anyway, Something else to think about is we have this slab out here. It comes out 4 feet. It is 16 feet deep. We elected not to frame this in. We had thought to just frame it here, put all the pump and the pressure tanks and stuff like here, to then put the pipes right along the interior wall and expand kind of more of that open area. I didn't do it partly because this is sloped a little bit. Also, simplicity. Right now, just keep it simple. Like I said, I'm gonna have a T111 siding. I'll probably maybe put a lean-to coming out for the 4 feet, which will come along to here. And I will probably extend it the full width, just so that way that gets covered. One of the things that was interesting actually doing all of this stuff this last day, Vince was there helping us, doing a good job, was we had to go ahead and install a bunch of these, what do you call them? Anchors, wedge anchors. And Vince took that challenge. He took my old hammer drill, the electric corded one that I used on the squeeze chute. So he took that, and we've been popping these things in, drilling these holes, and he's going around and doing a bunch of these. All fine and dandy. You can tell there's like one that was actually here at the end that was a little struggle. I actually really enjoy that hammer drill. And it's only 16 years old. It hasn't been used a ton, but it starts smoking, right? Yeah. And it just, we're kind of like, you know, that's not dust coming up from when we're actually doing all this. That's actually smoke. So it was kind of a bummer, but I think we just fried my hammer drill. So it didn't get very far. I think partly the bit was a problem. Maybe we hit some rock that was just astronomically hard to get through. Whatever it was. But we ended up putting probably 12 or so of those holes, 13 holes, just constant. You know, they're only going in about 5 inches down. But anyway, I fried it, right? Total suck. But we did pick up a new one, and it seems to be working well with new bits. Go figure, right? That Milwaukee corded drill didn't last as long as I thought it would be, but I'm gonna try a new one. And I guess it's just a reason to buy another tool. Actually, just because I'm curious, we went over and this is the old hammer drill. So this is a model 5380-21. Anyway, I wanna see if it still works. Let's see. Here we go. Well, it doesn't turn on. I don't know if you could hear it. It's humming. Kind of stinks. It's probably fried. Yeah. Smells kind of odd, but almost not too bad. By the time you repair it, it's probably just worth buying a new one. So that old drill has a chuck on it, a keyed chuck. The new one that we've got, I'll put a picture of it here, so that way you can see it. It has a, I think, is it SDS, SMS? Anyway, it's a new kind of chuck that everything's going to, like on those things. So I guess that's good. I don't know. I guess it's bad. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys like those corded ones, did I think I just got gypped? Did I just do something bad? Did it just fry because it just fried? I don't know. So anyway, I've been screwing all these things down with my 1/2-inch impact. This thing's a beast. And I'm cautious, unlike the last time I was over at the squeeze chute doing those 3/8-inch ones, not to do it too much because I'll rip them right out. So this sucker's got a lot of torque. So as I told you, we're going to use the T111. Now this is siding that I got for the garage. That's right over there, which I'm actually not going to put on it. So I'm actually going to use that on this little shed. We've been using a bunch of this stuff. I've had it for a while. We just have to get it painted. We're dancing around different storms. Storms are coming in a couple of days. I don't want to put this up without the roof. I got to get the roof on. I've got to get all that stuff in. So while we have the time, and since we have the material, we're painting all of these, or at least pre-priming them before we get there. So that way, in case it does rain, they'll be protected. We have them here in our sanctuary, the thing we've been cleaning out forever, and my wife has been taking some Kills primer, and we have them all laid out. I think it's 38 sheets, all laid out, and she's been laying it on pretty thick, fairly thick, and getting these things all done. So, man. It's a lot of boards, but you know what? It's a blessing to have this big building and to be able to put all this stuff in and get it all set up. So that's kind of the stuff that's been doing the last couple of days, from framing to getting this T111 all primed up. Like I said, guys, we're just trying to get some things done real quick. We had our first almost freeze just last week, I think it was. And I don't know what the temperature is going to be in the near future. I don't know how long we'll go before we have another one. I just don't want these pipes freezing up because that kind of happened a little bit last year. And it was a beast, man. I didn't like having to repair pipes all the time. We are going to be putting a middle wall divider along the length to rest this 2x6s on top, just to help give stability and so forth. So I'm going to cover that in a later episode. I want to let you guys know what we've been up to. I think we've got you some footage from the stuff that my wife took. We got the panels going up, or at least getting painted with some primer. Don't know the color yet, and I'm thinking maybe a tan. I could go crazy and go blue. I don't know. I hate baby blue. I just don't like baby blue. But maybe a navy. I don't know. If you have paint suggestions, throw them down below. So anyway, guys, that's what's going on here at Blackacre Ranch. And we're gonna have some videos coming up here because I gotta get this thing done ASAP. I've also gotta get welding on the handling facility. So this is gonna get kind of, I don't know, timing and how and when and what we do. It's going to be kind of put together pretty quick. So anyway, don't miss the next episodes. We'll keep you tabs on what's going on. Until then, I'll catch you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. See ya.